And so maybe even heading left isn't the right way to describe it. Heading secular, heading non-traditional.
Sure.
That is most definitely the increasing trend. It's this kind of cultural shift is effectively irreversible. You saw it with civil rights, for example, where it took 100 years. But once that ball got rolling, man, within 30 years of the Civil Rights Act in 64, you got to the 90s, and legal equality was just reality. It was just assumed. I mean, you can debate how well it was practiced, perhaps, but it was the cultural norm. And I think if you take that as a relative time frame, if we say this shift started somewhere in the 2000s, probably mid to late 2000s,
Sure.
we're maybe 2 decades away from this secularization becoming effectively the assumed norm.
Well, and it kind of ties in, and that you brought up civil rights, and I feel like that notion too ties into, we could debate, we talk about people who were hostile towards religious upbringings, just to touch on Christianity specifically, but something like civil rights shows that the gospel message of love thy neighbor had an impact, whether people want to acknowledge it or not. The civil rights movement is a recent example of people doing just that, of accepting other people who they otherwise wouldn't have if they didn't have certain values instilled in them. Because if we were totally tribalized, such thing wouldn't be possible. So if people want to, throw shade at religious beliefs, and some of it's most definitely justified. I'm not going to deny that, but you could also look at that. You could look at, just any type of rights being given, where, it's, women being able to vote, all the different things in our society of people coming together. As much as we want to focus on people being divided, we've also come together in a lot of ways, and that doesn't happen without a certain spirituality within us, a certain path of righteousness within us. So, definitely look into that. Definitely give that some thought when you're thinking about diving into this stuff.